Welcome back to Black Movie Recaps. Today I'm going to show you a biographical comedy drama film that was released in 2019 titled, Dolemite is My Name. This is a spoiler content. Watch out and take care. The film opens in the 1970s Los Angeles. Rudy Ray Moore is trying to convince a local DJ to play a record that he recorded in his aunt's living room. The DJ is unmoved by the outdated R&B sound. Moore is a struggling artist with no particular talent, trying to get his music on the air in the in-store radio station. That record store keeps them both employed, along with Moore's friend, Tone. Rudy wants to break out of his humdrum lifestyle, but constantly finds doors being shut in his face. No one is interested in playing or buying his music. At night, he moonlights as an MC for Ben Taylor and his musical group at a club. He asks the owner of the club for some time doing comedy, but the owner turns him down. At the record store one day, a homeless man named Rico comes wandering in, and begins making loud rhyming proclamations, one of which includes the name Dolemite. Dolemite handcuffed Lightning and threw Thunder's arse in jail. Moore gets the idea to create a stage persona, telling these stories at the club he works at. He records Rico, where Rico and his fellow street denizens spin their yarn for cash. He regales anyone who will listen with tales of the baddest mother F who ever lived, Dolemite. Dolemite bragged about his sexual prowess and his fabled feats of daring do. Rudy then perfects his timing of the jokes. Dressing in pimp attire and brandishing a cane, Moore goes to the club. Ben Taylor is skeptical about his idea and orders him to stick to his regular MC. Moore takes the stage at the club as Dolemite, ignores Taylor and launches into a crudely humorous and foul-mouthed routine entitled, The Signifying Monkey. Taylor and his group join him on stage to back him up. There is an instant hit with the crowd who continuously laughs at his jokes and applauds him, including Taylor. Wanting to take the next step with his act, Moore asks his aunt for money to record a comedy album entitled, Eat Out More Often. She's initially reluctant but decides to loan him the money eventually. He gets his friend Jimmy Lynch to record him at his home in front of an audience. When he attempts to shop his album around to record stores and radio stations, no one is interested due to the vulgar material. After making several copies of the record, Moore begins to personally sell them out to a number of people with the help of his friends, out of the trunk of their cars. The record proves to be very popular in the black community, one of which even charts on Billboard, obtaining the attention of a record company who agree to market it to record stores. Moore offers to go on tour through the Deep South to promote the record. While in Mississippi, he meets a single mother named Lady Reed, and is fascinated by her. He sees a man hitting her and she hits him back. She just caught her man cheating on her. After his welcomed performance, Rudy approaches Lady Reed and buys her a drink. He tries to convince her to join him as part of his tour. She is shy and initially thinks Rudy is just being nice to get into her pants, but he proves otherwise and managed to convince her. She admits she likes to sing and always wanted to perform, but has stage fright. They bond so well and Lady Reed joins him back to Los Angeles. They create a character of Queen Bee, who begins performing alongside Dolemite very successfully. Rudy makes additional albums and has some continued success. Moore and his friends celebrate the success of the tour by going in to watch a movie, The Front Page. The majority white audience of the theater finds the film hilarious, but Moore and his friends cannot fathom. They don't find the movie nice or funny. Moore gets the inspiration to make a film that black audience would actually like. Realizing true immortality resides on the screen. Rudy and his friends come up with an idea to make a Dolemite movie, due to the fact that they don't think that Hollywood makes movies that are actually funny. They think filmmaking is easy because the movie they watched is not amusing, yet it got made and is on screens all over America. The movie
ain't got no titties, no funny, and no kung fu.
Rudy pitches to Walter Crane at the Black Movie Studio, but Walter finds Dolemite too niche for his studio. After failing to find any studios interested in making the movie, Moore asks his record company for an advance on royalties from his album sales to fund the movie himself from the Bahari brothers. The record executives agree to do so, but warn Moore if he fails that he will be in debt to them for the rest of his life. He asks Tony to handle the money, Jimmy to take care of the costumes and props, and Ben to do the music. Moore gets in contact with playwright Jerry Jones and, despite initial reluctance, He agrees to write the screenplay. Moore and Taylor go to a strip club to look for actresses and finds a known actor, Derville Martin, and offer him a role in their Dolemite film. Martin is offended by their offer until Moore gives him the opportunity to direct the film himself. Moore and his friends convert an old, abandoned hotel into a makeshift soundstage. Martin invites a group of white film students from UCLA to work as the film's crew, including Nicholas Joseph von Sternberg as cinematographer. The cheap building Rudy gets to shoot in has no working electricity and the floors are falling apart, so the crew steals power from the next door. They begin filming Dolemite, a kung fu-themed blaxploitation comedy film that is also sexy. Moore's lack of knowledge of karate and predilection towards camp frustrates Martin. Moore is not as good at making it look good as he claimed he would be, but Martin does his best. The production is filled with hilarity as the inexperienced crew and creators constantly go against the Hollywood norm. Lady Reed is not too confident being on camera and starts body-shaming herself, but Moore is able to convince her otherwise. When the sex scene approaches, Rudy is nervous since he's out of shape, but Lady Reed tells him that instead of making the scene sexy he can make it funny. So the crew makes the scene happen where the room literally collapses as they have sex, cracking everyone up. Meanwhile, the film has run out of money very close to the end of shooting, so Rudy has to beg the Bahari brothers for even more money. Martin tells Rudy to use the fight he has for the movie in his acting. Although the film is not high quality, Rudy and his friends have fun making it. Despite much of the cast and crew having a lot of fun making the film, Martin leaves the crew after the filming is completed, proclaiming the film will never be seen by anyone. The crew encourages Rudy to celebrate the moment more, which they do. After editing, Rudy tries to find a distributor. No film distributor Moore contacts will agree to purchase the film. He decides to return to touring, though with much less enthusiasm. Rudy is devastated. Poorer than he was, back to the grind trying to make a buck, since the Bahari brothers get all his royalties. Moore continues to keep in contact with Lady Reed, who keeps comforting him. In Indiana, Moore is asked about the film's release by a local DJ and remains non-committal about whether the film will ever be seen. The DJ says that he could premiere the film in town with the right amount of promotion. The DJ puts him in touch with an owner of a local movie theater. Rudy meets with the owner, who agrees to let Rudy show the film if he pays him $500. In exchange, Moore would get to keep all of the ticket sales. Deciding to take him up on the offer, Moore promotes the film single-handedly all around town. Though he spends a lot of money on four-wall distribution, Moore is pleased to see the movie sell out with a massive crowd waiting outside the theater. The movie plays like gangbusters and the audience greatly enjoys the film. With the film attracting sellout crowds at individual theaters, a Hollywood film executive, Lawrence Woolner, whose studio Dimension Pictures had turned down Dolemite previously, finds out about the premiere in Indiana and contacts Moore with the promise of purchasing the film and distribute it across the United States. Moore arrives at Dimension Pictures dressed as Dolemite, along with Lady Reed and the crew dressed up as well. The executive says that although Moore could continue promoting the film himself, he would not see profits right away. However, Dimension Pictures could put the film in theaters and everyone would profit. Moore is skeptical of Woolner, but eventually agrees and begins working on promoting the film professionally. Rudy pays the Bahari brothers back their investment. En route to the Hollywood premiere of the film, Lady Reed thanks Moore for all he's done for her. She has never seen someone who, in quote, isn't as sexy as she is up there on a TV screens. Moore and the cast read critical reviews of the film that lower their spirits. Upon arrival, however, the group is astonished to see an even bigger crowd of people cheering for them outside the theater. The theater manager says they're going to have to add a 2 a.m. showing just so everyone gets in. A young boy in the front of the line tells Rudy he is his biggest fan, and when he doesn't get in, Rudy goes out to entertain him and the crowd. Lady Reed comes to get him so he doesn't miss the movie, but Rudy says he's already seen it, and stays outside to entertain the crowd of people waiting to get into the next showing. The film's epilogue notes that Rudy Ray Moore continued to tour and star in sequels to Dolemite until his death in 2008. He is today considered to be the godfather of rap. Footage from the real Dolemite is screened as well.
Dolemite is my name, and fucking up motherfuckers is my game.
I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like. It really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.